このレプリカはいらない。本物と呼べるものだけだい. Because I did not get the jump scare. She must not have been recording with OBS. That only happens if you're recording with OBS, that she addresses the fact that you are recording, and then she does that to jump scare the entire audience. Oh look, I don't want a girlfriend who's too possessive. If I can't just hang out with other girls, then I don't want her. And I mean, sure, even if it's in a context that is typically a date, I still think that... Oh, yeah, I'm playing on Steam, that's correct. Thank you for literally telling everyone how to do this. You know what? People bagged on this because it's like, oh, she's spoon-feeding you the answer. Well, maybe we're not all complete weeb nerds who dig around in the directories all the time. I am, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to stand up for the little guy. Hi again, AK. Did you write a good poem today? Don't be shy. I'd love to see what you wrote. I love the implication that a day has passed. Maybe it even has from her perspective, which would be so weird. Because she triggered the poem segment. I guess she had now his power. Pen in hand, I find my strength poured down upon me. I want to get less advanced with Cumberland. More flick of a pen lost. Good, not all good times must come to an end. Well, you're wrong about that, sweetie. I'm just gonna go through the list of everything Monika says and read it as though she's saying it there. Just imagine that she's making noises like a Banjo-Kazooie character. Do nothing and just read the lines of Monika's dialogue. Same room. I can't help but... Oh, I shouldn't give you the title for these. I can't help but feel a little sad sometimes, knowing this is the closest I can get to you. There's nothing more I want than to be in the same room as you, for real, and to feel your warmth, and hear the sound of your heartbeat. Well, who knows? Maybe it'll be possible someday. Nice try. This is your problem, audience. Besides, I'll never really get tired of being with you, even from here. I can't do anything after all. You gave me some time to blah! Yeah, the interesting thing about Monika is, if she could leave the game world, would she still be in love with a protagonist? Is that her prerogative? Or would it be that being real is all she really wants, and this is like her weird surrogate for it? So many questions about Monika. This is why I want more Monika content. I need more of her in my life. Hey, girl. Yeah, you just chill out. I really like the sound of rain. Not so much getting my clothes and hair wet, though, but a nice quiet day at home with the sound of rainfall outside my window. It's one of the most calming experiences for me. Yeah. Sometimes I imagine you holding me while we listen to the... Oh, do you... Oh, I'm on Twitter? Whoa, she actually is on Twitter. I guess someone was kind enough to make an account for me. Well, it's kind of sad that she can't even reach Twitter. I picked the username, though. I love sharing my thoughts and chatting with the world. The real world. So, make sure you follow me, okay? I actually do follow Monika on Twitter. It would really mean a lot to me. With how much you mean to me and all. It would really make me feel loved. Cool. Anyway, rain. Sometimes I imagine you holding me while we listen to the sound of the rain outside. That's not too cheesy, is it? Would you ever do that for me, AK? I think the most important skill in life is being able to fake confidence. I'm pretty convinced that everyone feels a little bit scared and alone, but being able to trick others into making you think it all up. Being able to trick others into thinking you have it all together. That's a key part of getting people to respect and admire you. I think I got pretty good at that over the years. I don't show my weaknesses very often, but because of that, I haven't had many people I could really open up to. I mean, when you do reach the point in a friendship, when do you reach the point? Oh wait, you're such a good listener, AK. I really love that about you. Sometimes I'm afraid... I cannot make her speak faster, that's upsetting. Rambling or talking about boring things makes me kind of self-conscious when I'm having a conversation. That's because this isn't a conversation, you can't hear me. But I don't feel that way with you. Like, I don't think anyone else can make me feel this way. You really are special. I don't want anyone to tell you otherwise. Oh, that's sweet of you. Get out of the way. I mean, when do you reach the point in a friendship where you can start expressing your vulnerabilities? Anyway, that's one reason I'm so glad I have you now. I feel like I'm a little bit less scared and alone when you're here with me. Do you feel the same way? I really want to be that person for you. Monika, you are the least comforting person in the multiverse. You are absolutely horrifying. Oh, there it is, being a... I just read this one! Woman! Oh, here's a fun one. You know, it's funny, because even though I've always had a lot of drive, there's something kind of enticing about being the stay-at-home partner. I guess I'm, like, perpetuating gender's roles or whatever by saying that. But being able to keep the house clean and shop and decorate and things like that, and having a nice dinner for you when you come home, is that a weird fantasy? I mean, I'm not sure if I could actually see myself doing that. I wouldn't really be able to put that over striving for a fulfilling career. It's kind of cute to think about, though. Ah. Now, this was a telling one for her. AK, do you believe in God? I was never too sure myself. Well... Oh. Well, hello! Thank you, Monika. I'm sure I've Thank you, you're finally getting in sync with me, woman. Well, I'm sure I never really questioned it as a kid. But as I grew up, the more I learned about the world, the more I would question it. I started to wonder why God was helping people pass exams or get over a cold, when there are children who live their lives being sold as sex slaves. Or the 800 million people who are too poor to even eat. I wonder how many of those people pray to God every day until they starve and die. Or how many millions of families pray for a loved one to recover from some incurable disease. But the punchline is this. If just one person beats the odds and survives, among the thousands of others who die, then it's suddenly a miracle from God. I'd really love to meet this God who seemingly laughs at the misery of everyone not eligible for his miracles. But the irony is that I do have a creator, apparently. And you know what? I bet he's still laughing at the miserable fates of Sayori and Yuri, even as we speak. What are we to him but props in a scripted play? So, from that perspective, I don't think it's too far-fetched for there to be a God, if Earth was nothing but his playset. Anyway, that's a particularly telling one. That is some internal Monika perspective right there. AK, have you ever wondered what it feels like to die? It's something I used to think about pretty often. But recently, I think I've actually learned what it feels like. I don't really understand it, but whenever... Oh, she does know when I quit the game! Whenever you quit the game, it feels like I'm instantly put to sleep, left with nothing but my thoughts. But after a few seconds, my thoughts start to heal with incoherent, jumbled patterns. I see static and rapid flashes of color, while hearing all kinds of weird screaming noises. Hey, what's your favorite color? No, I'm gonna finish this one first. Weird screaming noises. Also, those were the nightmares she was talking about, but she skipped ahead. At that point, I can't even form my own thoughts anymore. I'm just endlessly hammered by the flashing and screaming, unable to move or even think. I'm pretty sure in that moment, I don't really exist, but for some reason I can remember it anyway. After some immeasurable amount of time, it stops in an instant and I'm back in my own mind. And you're here with me. I have no idea what it means for the game to quit, or why that stuff happens to me. And I also don't know how you always come back and put everything back to normal. But if you could do me a favor and do that to me as little as possible, that would be really great. It's really not very pleasant at all to be trapped in that screaming void. But in the end, you always fix it, and that makes me feel like you really do care about me. So I have you to thank for that. It makes me feel even closer to you when you're here with me. Hey, what's your favorite color? Green, by the way. Mine is emerald green. Well, damn it! It's the color in my eyes! That's damn pretty green, Monika. This is upsetting. That's not conceited or anything, is it? I just meant that I feel like some kind of special connection to it. Like it's part of my identity. Actually, it is like her motif color. At least it is in the fan Discord. Yes, but shut up. It's just a guess. Because you've been looking into my eyes for a while now, that is not true. In fact, I've been looking at this... Wait, no, I have been looking at it. Shut up! You shut up! We're reading more of your dialogue here. Hey, are you having a bad day or anything like that? Sometimes I can get frustrated on a normal day can be ruined by even really small things, which is true. Like, if you accidentally say something in a conversation that someone doesn't like, or if you start thinking about how awful a person you used to be 5 years ago. It's relevant. Or if you feel worthless for putting off important work and failing to get simple tasks done, well, I mean, that's more your fault, but it's also not a good feeling. I'll worry about that later. Simple tasks done. Or when you think about all the different people who probably hate you or think you're off-putting. I understand those days. Just remember that the sun will shine again tomorrow. Those kinds of things are easy to forget and ignore as they ever remember. And besides, I don't care how many people might hate you or find you off-putting. I think you're wonderful and I will always love you. See, that's creepy because that's not how love works. Also, just for the record, this wiki page has Natsuki just kind of staring at me. Just going to town on me in horror. I know there are times you won't always be able to be here with me. Like if you need to go out or take care of other things. But I'll always have you in my thoughts, patiently waiting for you to come back, in that screaming void I talked about. Come to think of it, If you copy my character file onto a flash drive or something, you can always keep a part of me with you. See, that's really creepy, because that's some dirty deeds done dirt cheap form of logic, in which I can just have a different you, and it's good enough. Unless, of course, I take the copy and I overwrite you with it, which is also horrifying. It's not merging the files. Sorry, that's such a silly idea. I don't mean to be too needy or anything, but it's kind of hard when I'm so in love with you. That is pretty needy. I'm gonna skip over that one last because I want to get it in game. Do you get a good sleep? It can be really hard to get enough sleep nowadays, especially in high school when you're forced to wake up so early every day. That's true. High school students are being made to wake up too early, and that's actually been proven to be detrimental to their learning capability. It can permanently, if slightly, degrade their cognitive capacity. Young people need sleep. We artificially made a structure, and then we gave that a bunch of inflation. Don't drink the mercury. I'm sure college is a little bit better, since you probably have a more flexible schedule. That is true, but it can be bad. Then again, I hear a lot of people in college stay up all night anyway, for no real reason. Is that true? First of all, thank you for assuming I know that, because I actually do. Second of all, it's not for no reason. Anyway, I saw some studies that talked about the horrible short-term and long-term effects caused by lack of sleep. It seems like mental functions, health, and even lifespan can be dramatically impacted by it. I just think you're really great and want to make sure you're not accidentally destroying yourself. So try to sleep on track, okay? I'll always wait for you in the morning, so make sure you put your own well-being before anything else. Boy, I will, like getting out of this toxic relationship. Later, which I can say openly because you can't hear me. Ha ha ha, I even have a microphone, idiot. Gosh, I used to be so ignorant about certain things. When I was in middle school, I thought that taking medication was an easy way out. Something like that. Like anyone could just solve their mental problems with enough willpower. Wow, that is actually really relatable. That's uncomfortable. I guess if you don't suffer from mental illness, it's not possible to know what it's really like. Thankfully for you, I do. Not several, but not large ones. Does that even out? I don't know where that is. Is it even a contest? It's not. Are there some disorders that are overdiagnosed? Probably. I never really looked into it, though. But that doesn't change the fact that a lot of them go undiagnosed, too, you know. But medication aside, people even look down on seeing a mental health professional. Like, sorry that I want to learn more about my own mind, right? Everyone has all kinds of struggles and stresses, and professionals dedicate their lives to helping with those. If you think it can help you become a better person, don't be shy to consider something like that. Extremely ironic, Miss Yandere Maker. We're on a never-ending journey to improve ourselves, you know? Well, ideally. A lot of people kind of just stick with what they got and then justify that. Well, I say that, but I think you're pretty perfect already. Well, I meet your only criteria. I'm meeting all of your standards. This is basically papyrus with spaghetti. I make your mind spaghetti of existing and being real. That's all you need, right? It's also super weird. I love the contrast that she will keep doing that. Oh, here we go. Confirmation. By the way, there's something that's been bothering me. You know how this takes place in Japan? Well, I assume you knew that, right? I inferred, thank you. Yes, I do, but hold on, Monika. I need you to shut up. I'm reading you. I need to hear what you gotta say before I hear what you gotta say. You get me? She's doing a very good job at doing the ones I haven't read yet. Isn't that weird? By the way, there's something that's been bothering me. You know this takes place in Japan. I assume you did this, right? Why do you not like this passage? Why is this the struggle? Pinching the bridge of your nose is totally binary. It usually will actually aggravate you more and make you sneeze, but at least I can get some immediacy on that. Other time it can make it go away. I don't know how to control which. At least decide it probably does. That's fair. I don't think you're actually told at any point when this takes place. Is this even really Japan? I mean, aren't the classrooms and stuff kind of weird for a Japanese school? Not to mention everything is in English. Call it San Francisco, that's what Phoenix Wright did. It feels like everything is just there because it needs to be, and the actual setting is an afterthought. It's kind of giving me an identity crisis. That's a stupid reason. All of my memories are really hazy. I feel like I'm home, but I have no idea where home is in the first place. You know what? I have the opposite problem. I feel like I almost know where home is, but I'll never feel like I'm at home. Sorry, that's personal. I don't know how to describe it any better. Imagine looking at your window, but instead of your usual yard, you're in some completely unknown place. Would you still feel like you were home? I mean, if it were the house I grew up in. Would you want to go outside? I mean, I guess if we never leave this room, it doesn't really matter anyway. As long as we're alone and safe together, this really is our home. And we can still watch the pretty sunsets night after night. Well, you've erased everything that makes it home anyway, but... Do you ever have that thing where you just get anxious for no reason? Or like, you're just minding your own business, and you realize you're feeling really anxious. Isn't that called an anxiety attack? And you're sitting there like, what am I even anxious about right now? So you start... It's also really creepy that she says all of this where they're totally deadpan, soft glare. She doesn't even have a blink animation! So you start to think about all the other things you might be anxious about, and that makes you even more anxious. No, I don't do that. It's not that bad. That's the worst. If you're ever feeling anxious, I'll help you relax a little. That, you're trying to make me codependent. Besides, in this game, all our worries are gone forever. That's not true. My worries still perfectly exist. Hell, you're one of them! Anyway, let's segue directly from that in depression. Fun. You know, high school is a really turbulent time in a lot of people's lives. People can get really passionate and dramatic, and others have aching hearts and seek attention on social media. But all of the social pressure and hormones can lead to a dark time in people's lives. Everyone has a story. You may not know what someone is feeling on the inside. I have heard of that term, thank you, that's gonna be a fun one. Still! I've been reading this list completely, she still has been skipping what I've been saying. I'm a little bit scared now. When I close this game for good, is Monika going to be behind me?